जय राम कुंजबिहारी जय गोपी जन्नवल्लभा गिरिवरदारी यशोदानंदन Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. एवं शुभात्म स्फुरात्माचार्य श्लोक सीमा अविचरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी से भगवान समस्त ओम ज्ञानतिमिरहंतस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्दे श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा काञ्चन नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 Hare Krishna, welcome to all of you for this session of the course. In this today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam 9th canto 6th chapter. In yesterday's class we have discussed 5 slokas. So among these 5 slokas, there was a question was raised by one devotee, Prabhuji Krishna Kumar. So he was asking the question on purport of 4th sloka. In that the son of Manu was Iksvaku. When Manu was sneezing, Iksvaku was born from Manu's nostrils. King Iksvaku had 100 sons, of whom Vikuksi, Nimi, and Dandaka were the most prominent. We heard that in 9th canto, same, first chapter 11th sloka. So you all remember that 9th canto, first chapter 11th sloka. What we read and I opened, see. O king, best of Chacha. Okay, please not there. They O king, best of Bharata dynasty from Yuvanasva. By the womb of Sangya, Shraddhadev Manu was born. Shraddhadev Manu, having conquered his senses, begot 10 sons in the womb of white Shraddha. So, who are those? The names of these sons were Iksvaku, Mruga, Sharyati, Dishta, Dishta, Parusha, Narishyanta, Kushadra, Navaga, and Kavi. So, we are hearing in this sloka 10 sons are appearing in the womb of Shraddha. But now, so that means Vaivasthana produced these 10 sons through his wife Shraddha. But here we are seeing in this sloka the Ikshaku, how he appeared from the sneezing nostrils. And he sneezed. When Manu was sneezing, Ikshaku was born from Manu's nostrils. So it looks like there we have read. So he appeared in the womb of Shraddha. Now we are hearing. So he appeared from the sneezing from the nostrils of Manu. So how to understand that Sridhar Swami is quoting here. Sridhar Swami is saying, according to Sridhar Swami, although Bhagavatam 9.1 have has previously included Ikshvaku among the 10 sons begotten by Manu in his wife Shraddha. This was a generalization. It is here specifically explained that Iksvaku was born simply from the sneezing of Manu. That means actually he is the son of Vaivasthi Manu, and in a general way it is said that 10 sons from Shraddha, but actually, so Ikshvaku didn't appear or didn't took birth from the womb of Shraddha, but directly appeared. That specification is there. Like an example, in the third chapter of the first canto, we see there, according to Prasanga, we see Krishna is also one of the avatar. It is counted as one of the avatar. Then after that, details were given. So, Ete Chamsa Kalapamsha Krishnastu Bhagavan said. The specific in general, it is counted among the avatars. Then after that is clarified that it is not avatar, it is avatar. Similarly, in that when we some 10 sons when it was discussed, so 9 are already so appeared from the Shraddha, if one is not. So if someone is some 10 people are going on the road and all are holding the umbrella, so only one person among the 10 is not holding the umbrella. So then what we say? Chatrina Santi, that means the people who are holding the umbrella, they are going like that, we say or not? According to the majority. In the same way, they all 9 appeared from the Shraddha, so that's why in generally, there Sukadeva Goswami said that all 10 appeared from the Shraddha, but now we have clarified that he is not so from the Shraddha but Iksvaku. Of Iksvaku's nostrils, okay? So then from here onwards, so we move forward. That means he was having 100 sons. Iksvaku was having 100 sons. Among that 100 sons, 3 are prominent. Vikuksi, Nimi, and Dandaka were the most prominent. We all together will read. So 50 is over. Okay, we'll read once again. Tesham purastadadabhagan आर्यवर्ते नृपा पंचविंशति पंचाश्च त्रयो मध्ये परिज्ञ. Of the 100 sons, 25 became kings in the western side of Aryavasta, a place between the Himalaya and Vindhya mountains. Another 25 sons became kings in the east of Aryavata, and 3 principal sons became kings in the middle. The other sons became kings in various other places. स एकदाष्टकाश्राद्धे इक्ष्वाकुसुतमागृह्य मांसमूयतामेत्यं विकुक्षे गजमाचिरम्. During the months of January, February, and March, oblations offered to the forefathers are called Ashtaka Shraddha. The Shraddha ceremony is held during the dark fortnight, the month. When Maharaj Iksvaku was performing his oblations in this ceremony, he ordered his son Vikuksi to go immediately to the forest to bring some pure flesh. That's a Mamsa Ekya, Medha Ekya. So they put, so that kind of things are not celebrated in actually. So those are all, and also in the Shraddha house they used to offer the flesh. That is not allowed in the Kali Yuga. तथेति सावनं गत्वा मृगान् हत्वा क्रियार्हणान् शान्तो बुभुक्षितो वीरः शशं चारद अपस्मृतिः. Thereafter Iksvaku's sons Vikuksi went to the forest and killed many animals suitable for being offered as oblations. But when fatigued and hungry, he became forgetful and ate a rabbit he had killed. He ate the rabbit. So, purport, it is evident that Kshatriyas killed animals in the forest because the flesh of animals was suitable to be offered at a particular type of yajna. Medha yajna. Offering oblations to the forefathers in the ceremony known as Shraddha is also a kind of yajna. So in this yajna, flesh obtained from the forest by hunting could be offered. However, in the present age Kali Yuga, this kind of offering is forbidden. quoting from Brahmanas Purana, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. So, Ashramedham Gavalambam Sanyasam Palapaitrikam Devarena Sutotpattim Kalo Pancha Vivajjaya. These five things are condemned in Kali Yuga. In this Kali Yuga, age of Kali, five acts are forbidden. One is offering of a horse in sacrifice, offering of a cow in sacrifice, the acceptance of the order of a sannyasa, the offering of oblations of flesh to the forefathers, and a man's begetting children in brother's life. So we are seeing four, we are strictly following, but one thing sannyasa is being accepted. So in the Kali Yuga. So how to understand this? So actually in the Kali Yuga, as per the Shastra, sannyasa is rejected. That means in the Kali Yuga there is no sannyasa ashram, but still the sannyasa ashram we have seen even in the other Vaishnava Sampradayas, even Ramanuja, and not only Ramanuja, before that Shankaracharya also took sannyas. So how it is, how to understand? So this is actually for the sake of preaching mission, they have taken this sannyas ashram, and it is also very rare. It's a very rare, but previously we all belong to Brahmana caste. So most of them are after the vanaprastha they used to take the sannyas ashram. But now very rarely this is for the sake of the preaching, for the sake of the spreading this glories of the holy name and bhakti. So for that sake they started so taking this, accepting this ashram. But otherwise in general, 99.9% are meant for the going for grihastha in Kali Yuga. Because it's very rare to find so who can follow sannyas ashram in the Kali Yuga. So the word phalapaitrukam refers to an offering. Phala means phala means flesh. Offering of flesh in oblations to forefathers. Formerly such an offering was allowed, but in this age it is forbidden. In the age Kaliuga, everyone is expert in hunting animals, but most of people are Sudras, not Kshatriyas. According to the Vedic connections, our only Kshatriyas are allowed to hunt, whereas Sudras are allowed to eat flesh after offering goats or other insignificant animals before the deity of goddess Kali or similar demigods. We all know actually when we are offering a goat to Kali means we are promising that Mamsa, that means you in the next life you kill me. So now I kill and eat you, then in the next life you kill me and you can eat. So such a pratigna we are doing and then we are killing. So that's why even meat eating is allowed in the previous ages with these strong restrictions. Not like they have in the butcher stalls and so irregularly, that means they keep on continuously cutting the animals and eating. This kind of thing was not allowed. So on the whole, meat eating is not completely forbidden. A particular class of men is allowed to eat meat according to various circumstances and intentions. As far as eating beef is concerned, however, it is strictly prohibited to everyone. Thus, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna personally speaks of co-protection. Meditators, according to their different positions and the directions of the Shastra, are allowed to eat flesh, but never the flesh of cows. Cows must be given all protection. Prabhupada always says this again and again. Shesham nivedayamasa pitre jene cha tatguru chodita prokshanaya dushtame tadakamalam. So Vikuksi offered the remnants of the flesh of King Iksvaku, who gave it to Vasishtha for purification. But Vasishtha could immediately understood that part of the flesh had already been taken by Vikuksi, and therefore he said that it was unfit to be used in Shraddha ceremony. The next, it's not. ज्ञात्वा पुत्रस्य तत्कर्म गुरुणा विहितं नृपा देशां निस्सारयामासं सुतं त्यक्ता विनिवृषा. When King Iksvaku, thus informed by Vasishtha, understood what his son Vikuksi had done. He was extremely angry. Thus he ordered Vikuksi to leave the country because she had violated the regulative principles. So his father gave punishment. सतु विप्रेण संवादं ज्ञापकेन समाचरन् त्यक्त्वा कलेवरं योगी सतेनैवापव्यत्परम्. Having been instructed by the great and learned Brahmana Vasishtha, who discoursed about the absolute truth, Maharaja Iksvaku became renounced by following the principles for a yogi. He certainly achieved the supreme perfection of giving up his material body. So Ikshaku took the vanaprastha and so he practiced and he finally got the perfection. Pitur Pitaryuparatepyatya Vikuksi Prithvi Vima Shasidejam Harim Yagne Sasada Iti Vishruta. So when his father took the renunciation, he left. So and after his father's disappearance, Vikuksi returned to the country and thus became the king, ruling the planet Earth and performing various sacrifices to satisfy the supreme personality of Godhead. Vikuksi later became celebrated as Sheshada. His another name is Sheshada. What is the meaning of Sheshada? Shesha means rabbit. Da means eater. So the eater of a rabbit. पुरञ्जयस्तस्य सुता इन्द्रवाहा इति रीतः कुकुत्सा इति चाप्युक्तः शृणु नामानि कर्मभिः. The son of Sasada was Puranjaya, who is also known as Indravaha and sometimes as Kakutstha. Please hear from me how he received different names for different activities. कृतान्तासीत् समरो देवानां सहदानवैः पार्ष्णिग्रामो कृतो वीरो दैवैर्दैत्यपराजितैः. Formerly there was a devastating war between the demigods and the demons. The demigods have been defeated, accepted Puranjaya as their assistant and then conquered the demons. Therefore, this hero is known as Puranjaya, he who conquered the residents of the demons. It's the name Puranjaya. So one of the son of Dasha. So then वचनादेवदेवस्य विष्णोर्विश्वात्मनः प्रभो वामनत्वेवतस्तस्य बभूवेन्द्रो महापुरुषः. Puranjaya agreed to kill all the demons on the condition that Indra would be his carrier. Because of pride, Indra couldn't accept this proposal, but later, by the order of Supreme Lord Vishnu, Indra did accept it and became a great full carrier for Puranjaya. So that's why his name became what? Indra Vaha. The Vikukshi's son, Sasada's sons. Sasada's son is Puranjaya. He got how many names? Puranjaya name is one, Indravaha and kakutsa. Kakutsa. So like this. So Puranjaya, why he got? Because he helped the devatas and he won. So that's why Puranjaya. Indravaha because he made Indra as his carrier. So that's why he got the name Indravaha. Next. ससन्नद्धो धनुर्दिव्यम् आदाय ऋषिकाश्चितान् स्तूयमानस्तमारोह्य युत्सु बहुदिस्थितः तेजसाप्ययितो विष्णो पुरुषस्य महात्मनः प्रतीच्यां दिशि दैत्यानां तत्त्रिदशैपुरम्. Well protected by armor and desiring to fight, Puranjaya took up a transcendental bow and very sharp arrows. And while being highly praised by the demigods, he got up on the back of the bull Indra and sat on its bump. Thus he is known as kakutsa. Kakut means bump of the bull, and sitstha means the one who sit on that. Being empowered by Lord Vishnu, who is the supreme soul, super soul, and supreme person, Puranjaya sat on the great bull and is therefore known as Indra. Surrounded by the demigods, he attacked the residents of the demons in the west. Daitasya chabhut pradhanam tumulam lomaharshanam yamaya vandayanaya daityanaviyabhutte. There was a fierce battle between the demons and Puranjaya. Indeed, it was so fierce that when one hears about it, one's hair stand on it. All the demons' blood enough to come before Puranjaya were immediately sent to the residents of Amara by his arrows. तस्येषुषा तस्येषुषापातभीमुखम् युगान्ताग्निमिवोल्बणम् विसृज्य दद्रुर्दैत्या हन्यमाना स्वमालयत्. To save themselves from the blazing arrows of Indravaha, which resemble the flame of devastation at the end of millennium. The demons who remained when the rest of the army was killed fled very quickly to their respective homes. जित्वा परं धनं सर्वं शस्त्रीकं व्रजपाणये प्रत्ययः च स राजर्षिरिति नामभिराहुतः. Like this. After conquering the enemy, the saintly king Puranjaya gave everything, including the enemy's riches and wives, to Indra, who carries a thunderbolt. For this, he is celebrated as Puranjaya. So, the Puranjaya is known by different names because of his different activities. पुरञ्जयस्य पुत्रो भूत् अनेना तत्सुतः पृथुः विश्वगन्धिस्ततश्चन्द्रो युवानश्वस्तु तत्सुतः. The son of Puranjaya was known as Anena. Anena's son was Prithu, and Prithu's son was Vishwagandhi. Vishwagandhi's son was Chandra, and Chandra's son was Yuvanasva. श्रावस्ततस्तत्सुतो येन श्रावस्ति निर्ममे पुरी बृहदश्वस्तु श्रावस्तिस्ततः कोलयाश्वकः. The son of Yuvanasva was Shravasta, who constructed a township known as Shravastipuri. The son of Shravasta was Brihadashva, and his son was Kuvalayashva. In this way, the dynasty grew. Yaha priyadam kasya dundu nama surambali sutanameka vimshatya sahasrairanahatpata. To satisfy the sage Uttanka, the greatly powerful Kolayashva killed a demon named Dumdu. He did this with the assistance of his 21,000 sons. There is a demon, and So, but all the they are died actually. Only he remaining. Kolayashva. And that's when his name became Dundumara, since he killed Dundu. Dundumara iti kyatasratsutaste jajvalu. Dundo kagmina sarve trayayevavaseshita. Drudasva kapilasvascha bhadrasva iti bharata. Drudasva putro haryashvo nigambo satsutam smrita. O Maharaj Parikshit, for this reason, Kolashva is celebrated as Dundu Mara, that means the killer of Dundu. All but three of his sons, however, were burned to ashes by the fire emanating from Dundu's mouth. The remaining sons were, except these three, all the thousands of sons were killed actually in that fire. So Drudasva, Kapilashva, and Bhadrashva, these are remaining. From Drudasva came a son named Haryashva, whose son is celebrated as Nikumba. Bahulashvo Nikumbhasya Vrushashvodhasya Senajit Yuvanasva Bhavattasya Sonapatyo Vanagata. The son of Nikumbha was Bahulashva, the son of Bahulashva was Krishashva, the son of Krishashva was Senajit, and the son of Senajit was Yuvanasva. Yuvanasva had no sons, and thus he retired from family life and went to the forest. Bharyashatena nirvinna rishayas asya kripalavaha Ishtim smavartayam chakru aindrim te susamahita. So Yuvanasva was not having any sons, so that's why he went to forest. But what the rishis they did, along Yuvanasva, although Yuvanasva went into the forest with his 100 wives, all of them were very morose. The sages in the forest, however, being very kind to the king, began very carefully and attentively performing an Indra yajna so that the king might have a son. So son can be begotten by many ways. So devatas also invited in through the yajna by pleasing them through the yajna. So they can just by their anugraha, these queens can get the child. So that the dynasty of Yuvanasva will be continued. One may enter the vanaprastha order of life with his wife, but the vanaprastha order means complete retirement from household life. Although King Yuvanasva retired from family life, he had his wives were always morose because he had no sons. Actually, there should be son to live. Then that wife will be taken care by son. And son also wants to live for, he can live. Then who will take care? Our brothers will take care. Raja tadyagna sadanam pravishto nishitarshitaha drishtva shayanam viprantam papau mantrajalam swayam. Being thirsty one night, the king entered the arena of sacrifice, and when he saw all the Brahmanas lying down, he personally drank the sanctified water meant to be drunk by his wife. Yajnas performed by Brahmanas according to the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies are so potent that the sanctifying of water of Vedic mantras can bring about the desired result. In this instant, the Brahmanas sanctified the water so that the king's wife might drink it in the yajna. But by providence, the king himself went there at night and, being thirsty, drank the water. उत्थितास्ते निशम्याथा व्यदकं कलशं प्रभो प्रपच्युत्कस्य कर्मेदं पीतं पुंसवनं जलम्. When the Brahmanas got up from bed and saw the water pot empty, they inquired who had done this work of drinking the water meant for begetting a child. Raja Pitam Viditva Vai Ishvara Prahitena Te Ishvaraya Namaskru Aho Deva Balam Balam. When the Brahmanas came to understand that the king, inspired by the supreme controller, had drunk the water, they all exclaimed, Alas, the power of providence is a real power. No one can counteract the power of the supreme. In this way, they offered their respectful obeisances unto the Lord. ततः काल उपावृत्ते कुक्षिं निर्विद्य दक्षिणम् युवनाश्वस्यातनयश्चक्रवर्ती जजानः. Thereafter, in due course of time, a son with all good symptoms of powerful king so came forth from the lower right side of King Yuvanasva's abdomen. Gandhasyati Kumaro. Actually, there is no commentary on any sloka. Only last two slokas there is a commentary. So I will speak it. Other than that, nothing is there. So, and also no purports. And I also don't have any commentary. Time also is not there today much. Gandhasyati Kumaro Yam Stanye Roduyate Pusham Mandhata Vatsa Marodi Nitindro Deshini Madan. Baby cried so much for breast milk that all the Brahmanas were very unhappy. So, who will take care of this baby? They said. Then Indra, who was worshipped in that yajna, came and solaced the baby. Don't cry. Ma Rodi means don't cry. Indra said. Then Indra put his index finger in the baby's mouth and said, You may drink me. Ma Mam, just drink me. मुझे पी लो. That's why his name became Mandhata. Namamara pita tasya vipradeva prasadataha Yuvanasva tatraiva tapasa siddhimanvaga. Because Yuvanasva, the father of the baby, was blessed by the Brahmanas, he didn't fall a victim to death. After this incident, he performed civil austerities and achieved perfection in that way, in that very spot. So this Brahmanas, anyway, baby came out from stomach. So did he die? He didn't die. So Brahmanas has taken next. Tatta Sabdasyuriti Indronga Vidade Nama Yasya Vai Yasmatra Santi Yuddhigna Tasya Ravanadayaha Yavanashvota Mandhata Chakravartyavani Prabhu Saptadipavati Mekaha Shashasachyuta Tejasa. Mandhata, the son of Yuvanasva, was the cause of fear for Ravana and other thieves and rogues who caused anxiety. O King Parikshit, because they feared him, the son of Yuvanasva was known as Trasa Dasyuhu. Trasa Dasyuhu. This name was given by King Indra. By the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead, the son of Yuvanasva was so powerful that when he became emperor, he ruled the entire world, consisting of 7 islands, without any second ruler. Ije cha yajnam kradube atma vidbhuri dakshinai sarvadevamayam devam sarvatmakamatindriyam dravyam mantro vidivyajno yajamanas tatha. तथा वित्रजः धर्मो देशश्च कालश्च सर्वमेतद्यथात्मकम्. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is not different from the auspicious aspects of great sacrifices, such as the ingredients of the sacrifice, the chanting of the Vedic hymns, the regulative principles, the performer, the priest, the result of the sacrifice, the arena of sacrifice, the time of sacrifice. Knowing the principles of self-realization, Mandhata worshipped the transcendentally situated Supreme Soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, who compromises all the demigods. He also gave immense charity to Brahmanas and thus he performed yajna to worship the God. So Mandhata was a powerful king. So he subdued all the rogues, thieves, everyone, and all the demons. And he was very powerful king and also he did say various activities to please the Lord, Brahmanas and others. यावत् सूर्योदयते स्म यावच्च प्रतितिष्ठति तत्सर्वं यौवनाश्वस्य मां क्षेत्रमुच्यते. All places from where the sun arises on the horizon, shining brilliantly, to where sunsets are known as position of celebrated Mandhata, the son of Yuvanasva. शशबिन्दो रुहितरी बिन्दु मध्यान्नदाण्डुवा पुरुकुत्समम्बरीशं मुचिकुन्दं च योगिनं तेषां स्वसारः पञ्चाशत् सौभरीं वह्निदेपतिम्. Avishtoisha. Mandhata begot three sons in the womb of Bindumati, the daughter of Shashabindu. The sons were Purukutsa, Ambarisha, and Muchukunda, a great mystic yogi. These three brothers had 50 sisters who all accepted the great sage Saubhari as their husband. यमुनान्तर्जले मग्नस्तप्यमानः परन्तपः निर्वृतिं येन राजस्य दृष्ट्वा मैथुनधर्मिणः जातस्पृहो नृपं विप्रः कन्यामेकामयाचत सोऽप्याह गुह्यतां ब्रह्मन् कामं कन्या स्वयंवरी. Saubhari Rishi was engaged in austerity deep in the water of the river Yamuna. When he saw a pair of fish engaged in sexual affairs, thus he perceived the pleasure of sex life. And induced by this desire, he went to King Mandhata and begged for one of the king's daughters. In response to this request, the king said, O Brahmana, any of my daughters may accept any husband according to her personal selection. This is the beginning of the story of Saubhari Rishi. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, Mandhata was the king of Mathura, and Saubhari Rishi was engaged in austerity while submerged deep within the river Yamuna. When the Rishi felt sexual desire, he emerged from the water and went to King Mandhata to ask that one of the king's daughter become his wife. सा विचिन्त्या प्रियं स्त्रीणां जरटोहमसन्मतः बलिता एतत्क इत्यहं प्रत्युदाहृतः साधयिष्ये तथात्मानं स्वरस्त्रीणामभीप्सितं किं पुनर्मनुजेन्द्राणाम् इति व्यवसितः प्रभुः. Saubhari Muni thought, I am now feeble because of old age. My hair has become grey, my skin is slack, and my head always trembles. Besides, I am a yogi, therefore women don't like me. Since the king has thus rejected me, I shall reform my body in such a way as to be desirable even to a celestial woman. What to speak of the daughters of worldly kings? Actually, Brahma Balam Balam. क्षत्रिय बल और ब्रह्म बल, इसमें दोनों में किसको ज्यादा बल है? ब्राह्मण का बल ज्यादा है। इसीलिए क्षत्रिय हर वक्त डरते रहते हैं ब्राह्मण को देख, कब क्या करेगा ये करेगा। तो इतना शक्ति है कि वो अपने आप को रिफॉर्म कर सकते हैं, चाहते तो उस पूरा राज्य को एक क्षण में भस्म कर सकते हैं। ब्राह्मण के पास इतना शक्ति रहती है। और लेकिन फिर भी वो कैसा रहते हैं? स्टिल ब्राह्मण ऑलवेज लिव वेरी सिंपल एंड austere life, and without any so taking the payment from anyone as a working labor salary. So taking the professionally working under someone and taking the salary. This is not a Brahmanas. So a habit actually. Brahmanas duty actually. So he will maintain by accepting volunteer austerity, he always maintain purity. And because of that, he has lot of potency actually. By one curse, he can do. So that's why Brahmana's curse is like a thunderbolt, like Vajrayudha of the Indra. That's why no king will be daring to surpass the curse or otherwise the instructions of a Brahmana. So they used to maintain the purity like that. So that Kshatriyas always under the control of Brahmanas. Of course, Kshatriyas is taking care, looking after all the Varnas to follow their duties. But as per the Shakti, if you see power wise, Brahmanas' power is more. So that's why using this Brahmana Saubhari Muni is able to transform himself into very beautiful body by his yogic powers. So that all that means even the woman in the Swargaloka, they also can get tempted by this handsomeness. So because like that he transformed his body. Then after that, what he did, Muni Praveshita Kshatra Kanyanta Puram Vruddhimat Vrutah Saranja Kanya Vir Ekam Panchashatavaraha. Thereafter, when Saubhari became quite a young and beautiful person, the messenger of the place took him inside the residential quarters of princes, which were extremely opulent. All 50 princes then accepted him as their husband, although he was only one man. सब बोले हमको भी चाहिए, सबको चाहिए। तासां कलिरभूत भूया तदर्थे पोष्य सौहृदम् ममानुरूपो नायं वा इति तदङ्गचेतसाम्। Thereafter, the princess, being attracted by Saubhari Muni, gave up their sisterly relationship and quarreled among themselves. Each of them contending, this man is just suitable for me and not for you. In this way, there ensued a great disagreement. Then Sabruhvaschastaviraparaணிya tapasriyanargyaparichadeshu Gruheshu nanupavanamalabha sarassu saugandhika kananeshu Maharyashayyasana vastrabhushanam Snana mulepavyahavara madhyakai स्वलंकृत स्त्री पुरुषेषु नित्यदा प्रेमेऽनुगाय द्विजभूरा द्विभृंग. This actually Devanagari font is not here. Dvijabrunga Vandishu. Because Saubhari Muni was expert in chanting mantras perfectly, his severe austerities resulted in an opulent home with garments, ornaments, properly dressed and decorated maid servants and manservants, and varieties of parks with clear water lakes and gardens. In the gardens, fragrant with varieties of flowers, birds chirp and bees hum, surrounded by professional singers. Saubhari Muni's home was amply provided with valuable beds, seats, ornaments, and arrangements for bathing, and there were variety of sandalwood themes, flower garlands, and palatable dishes. Thus surrounded by opulent paraphernalia, the Muni engaged in family affairs with his numerous wives. ये opulence. This is opulence. कहाँ जंगल में तपस्या करने वाला क्या होगा? Previously, they used to build the houses like this. At least in Chandighar, there are a lot of differences there with the other cities. There are a lot of trees and parks are there. Maybe some person is matching it. Man, the Saubhari Muni's process. So, like this, opulently, he was lavishly living with his 50 wives. All he created from his yogic powers only. Saubhari was a great yogi. Yogic perfection makes available 8 material opulences: anima, lagima, mahima, prapti, prakamya, ishita, vashita, and kamavashya. Kamavasaya. Saubhari exhibited super excellence in material enjoyment by dint of his yogi perfection. This Bahuvricha means expert in chanting mantras. As material opulence can be achieved by ordinary material means, it can also be achieved by subtle means through mantras. By chanting mantras, Saubhari Muni arranged for material opulence, but this was not perfection in life. As will be seen, Saubhari Muni became very dissatisfied with material opulence and thus left everything and re-entered the forest in the vanaprastha order and achieved final success. Those who are not Atma Tattvavit, who don't know the spiritual value of life, can be satisfied with external material opulence. But those who are Atma Tattvavit are not inspired by material opulence. This is the instruction we can derive from the life and activities of sovereign. That's the reality. So that's why previously Brahmanas were always in the mode of goodness. Brahmani chariti iti Brahmana. Brahmanas means always they are spiritually inclined. They seek for the spiritual pleasure. They are in the mode of goodness. So that's why they understood the temporariness of this world and their consciousness is always dwelling in the absolute truth. So that's why they always accept simple life and they always control sama, dama, saucham, tapa. So they always control their senses and their mind and they will keep clean themselves and try to focus on how to get the spiritual realization. That is the quality of the Brahmana actually. So that's why this Krishna conscious movement is also creating the Brahmanas, such a Brahmanas. And which is who are the head of the society and who can guide the society. So that's why our Brahmanas also should. Actually, if you see this Brahmana Diksha, so previously, yes, this system was not introduced. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj. So he introduced this Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, this system actually. Before there was only Babaji system. There was no sannyasi, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, this kind of brahmachari, this technology was not there. Why he introduced? The reason his father told to him, you please introduce Daiva varnasrama system in the society and don't allow. So caste based, this varna system is not good. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is against this. And our philosophy is what? Even like you can, if we use the some kind of what is that? Some trees juice actually. So I don't know that's name. I forgot. So if you use that to if you touch that rasa, that juice to the iron, then iron also will become gold. You heard this thing? Huh? No, not paras money. Actually, something is there. They make this and iron can be made into gold. You all want to know the formula? No? Or yes? No, Prabhu? So he doesn't want to. Okay, then I will not tell. uh, yeah. Some actually previously they used to make from some kind of the any paras you can take now. So through the paras money, if you touch the iron, then it is becoming the gold. So this is given in the Haribhakti Vilas. Similarly, even anyone is belong to any varna, he might be by birth any varna, he might be Sudra, by birth Janmana Jayate Sudra. So by birth, even if he is a Sudra, but when he accepts the holy name, immediately he will be getting the what? Dvijatvam in him. Like when Parasamani touches the iron, then it is getting the so it is becoming the gold. Goldness is coming. Similarly, when a person come in contact, that means get the Harinam Diksha, then in him automatically Dijatvam appears. Because the holy name is having this potency. So that's why after that he has now competent to become a Dvija. So then one has to be given training as a Dvija and then he can continue in the society as Brahman. So this was before what caste system. Caste Brahmanas were neglecting the power of the holy name. Caste Brahmanas were neglecting the power of the holy name and they are considering Vaishnavas are so cheap actually. So that's why our Sampradaya actually, if you see, by getting the Harinam Diksha, one is qualified. That means to become a Dvija. He is getting the Dvijatvam in him. Only thing is needed what? Then he has to be given training. Now he can be trained as a Dvija. By the Harinam Diksha, all his the prarabdha, whatever is there, which is making him to be a lower species, that is destroyed by the holy name, and now he is fit enough to become a Dvija. Then after that, he should be given as a training to a Brahmana, and then we are giving the officially. So once again, Brahmana Diksha. This is a system. Is introduced. The foundation stones are given by whom? Sanatana Goswami in his Haribhakti Vilas. And after that, seeing the society, how the on the name of caste, that means caste Brahmanas and caste Goswamis, they are neglecting the glory of the holy name and they are considering the devotees as Vaishnavas as so cheap in the society. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted Daiva varnasrama system back, where the varna is decided based upon the Harinam. So one will be given Harinam, then he can become Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya. So that's why once if you give the training for him as a Brahmana, if he is able to pick up it, so then he is considered as a Brahmana. And if he is not able to fit for that, then you give open training to everyone, not able to fit for that, then he'll be given as a Kshatriya, and then if he is not fit for that also, then he'll be Vaishya. This kind of arranging the society is known as what? Daiva Varnashrama. This was desired by the Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his book, in his novels. Actually, if you see, it's not it's fortnight magazine, Sajjan Toshi. And after that, in the Harmonist, anyone read the Sajjan Toshi? You read? Paragraphs. And the Harmonist also you can see there were so many articles were contributed based upon the Daiva in that. You can see several articles, hundreds of articles. I have seen so many years it run actually by Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Goswami. He made Sajjan Toshini into the name of the Harmonist. That means after his father left in 1915, I think. 1915 or 17. So after that, this Sajjan Toshini, so given with the name of the Harmonist, and it was run for the 1930-70. And after that also his disciples, they continued that. So you can see if you read, going back to Godhead, and all the Prabhupada, many words he uses. All these Mayavadis and so many things. In those articles you can find. in 1930s articles, all the philosophy in English. Bhakti Siddhanta Saradagar also used to write so many articles in that. And also his disciples. And most of that means, so in English, all now many terminologies what Prabhupada uses regularly, you can see in those articles actually. So demigods, all these words are there in that. So like this, and also at that time Bhakti Siddhanta Sarada Thakur Goswami Maharaj wanted actually. So on the strength of the holy name, they can become Dvijas and do training and make Brahmanas. That's why he introduced the Brahmana Dikshas. And Prabhupada, that's why he says, this Krishna conscious movement is meant for creating Brahmanas, that's why he's saying. And that concept was practiced by even Bhakti Siddhanta also. If you go and dig in the previous the magazines in 1930s and 20s, if you see there, you can find so many things like this. And if you go even the 80s and 80s, 1880s, you can see in the Sajjan Toshni also, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying how to now reintroduce the practical varnasrama system. That means Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a revolutionary person actually. He does this contamination going on the society actually on the name of so caste and also karma kanda. Two things were very very troublesome in that society at that time. So casteism and second is karma kanda. Too much emphasis on the karma kanda and everyone. So because of this Sankaracharya's influence and heavily only in the some communities, if you see in the South India, like in the Tamil Nadu and some part of the Andhra Pradesh, and because of Madhvacharya, so you can see Karnataka, some places only they are heavily so following the Vaishnavism. Other than that, in the all over the world, all of the Smarta Brahmanas are following the Karma Kanda. 500 years back, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he wanted the holy name to be spread by everywhere and everyone to be Vaishnava. But after that movement was hampered heavily actually. Once the Bhakti, Vishwanath Thakur, if you see in that period, Baldev Vidyabhushan, so in this period, if you see lot of Apasampradayas came in the Vaishnavism. And it's completely troubled. One is caste Goswamis, that's a severe problem actually. And no one can become Vaishnavas, only we can be Vaishnavas. And also Sahajiyas. They are not following any kind of the regulation and no following of the Dharma. So just without cheaply, that means considering the pure bhakti so cheaply, unqualified people claiming themselves as a pure devotees and started so messing up the whole society. And we are beyond the everything and dharma because pure devotees, they are beyond the dharma, they should not consider dharma. So we can do whatever. And they are putting the tag of what bhakti. And because these two things, casteism and the pure devotional service is that means miss on the name of pure devotion, unqualified people started so representing we are pure devotees. And that messed up the whole society. This was the history. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur was so much lamenting for this. The society has to be reformed and this karma kanda on top of this. Reorganizing the society began with the Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This Daiva varnasrama is not just Prabhupada's concept, this is. Although it's not the concept of Bhakti Siddhanta, it's the concept of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Go and see the history. Then you'll understand what is the roots of our movement. We'll understand the roots of our movement. So, once again, now we are seeing the same problem. We don't want any kind of the so this and holy name is enough. And unqualifiedly, we are saying that we are pure devotees. And once again, reintroducing the Sahadya. Because going down is so easy, but upping hold, so holding up is very difficult actually. So breaking the rules and making the things very easy is very easy. It looks machine is spreading very fastly, but it is getting the diluted actually. Milk is getting diluted. Milk has to be boiled and make it condense. This has to be done actually. The rules and regulations has to be strictly observed. So the introduction of that side. Before that, they were. That's why otherwise you see, Brahmana, sorry, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, we are accepting. Are there in the pure devotional platform? Can he say I am Grihastha? Can he, anyone say I am Brahmachari? Can anyone say I am the Vanaprastha and Sannyasi? No, because pure devotional service is beyond the all ashramas also. But still, why we are calling? This is introduced by who? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So, and also he wanted to introduce the varnas also. So, Brahmana and Kshatriya and Vaishya. Dijatvam has to be introduced. Prabhupada tried actually. You people all start the varnasrama college and train the people. After getting the Diksha, what is the fourth movement? So, Daiva varnasrama movement actually, fourth movement. Classless society. That is, on the soul level, we are no classes, but on the body level, so reorganizing the whole society and wiping off all the so-called on the name of Hinduism, on the name of the so-called thisism and thatism, they messed up the entire the essence of the all the Vedic philosophy is nothing but Krishna consciousness and completely is neglected and smartism and so-called karmis, karmakanda is prevailing in the society. And that is representing the Vedas and Vedic culture. This was not at all liked by our acharyas. Their vision is very big. Their vision is very big and embracing the whole society. And they want to reform and reset the everything. All the practices, varnas, dharma, everything should be reset. This was the desire of our acharyas. And we are trying to do that by all your cooperation. Yes, you are all there or with us or not? Yes? Yes, Prabhu. So slowly we should introduce actually this Prabhupada's desire. Lot 50% mission still is pending. And he was saying that at the end of his life, in the last days, he purchased car also. I want to go to all the villages and sit in the farm and I will set everything. Like that he was telling his disciples. But Lord's plan is different. Those who are not Atma Tattvavid, who don't know spiritual value of life, can be satisfied with the external material appearances, but those who are Atma Tattvavid are not inspired by material appearances. This is the instruction we can derive from the life of Sasada. So that's a Brahmana should not, if we go for the sense gratification, if we're not able to control Shama, Dama, Saucham, so Tapaha, these are all the basic qualities of a Brahman. He should be always controlling of his senses. If he doesn't control that senses and if he uses his austere power coming from his austerities, when Brahmana does austerities, automatically that will yield to the some result. That means in the form of the wealth and in the form of the so many other things, name, fame. So Brahmana should not accept that. He should immediately he should not divert his consciousness towards that. Then gone, his purity will be out. If Brahmana run behind the money, then he is not a Brahmana. Brahmana always be austere. He should be always engaging his body in doing austerities. As the devotees, what is austerity we should do? In the case of so Ambarish Maharaj, we have seen what austerity he was doing. Austerity, bringing the forts and also cleaning the temple, and this is the austerity. All the time is accepting already this kind of physical strain he is accepting. Okay, so this kind of austerity one should work hard. Brahmanas they should work hard, so that they will be doing the austerity by that. Hmm. Yes. What is austerity for him? In the job of Brahmana is a pure devotion service. It's a direct devotion service. We should not see this Brahmana Kshatriya Vaishya in the temple. You should see it is in the society. You should, because temple is transcendental place. So our vision is temple is just one small part in our society. We want to reorganize the society, and we don't want to fit whole society in the temple. Temple is a place where we can get the spiritual enrichment, and we can do our pure devotional service. That's always inspiring place that is. But our acharyas, they want to reorganize the society. There in that society, when you come, then Brahmanas will be doing the Patan Patan, Yajan, Yajan, Dana, Pratigru. And they will be teaching, and they will be also studying, and they will be doing the sacrifice. That means they are doing the samskaras for the others as per the Vaishnava Paddhati. And that's why Yajan, Yajan, and Dana, Pratigrana, they will be accepting charity and also doing the donation. So, like this, Brahmanas, they has to be trained. Okay. And also they will be serving in the temple also. So in the temple, all activities are transcendental activities. Cleaning temple, so cleaning the pots, after that means offering the bhoga to the Lord and preparing bhoga to the Lord, all are transcendental. Those are not belong to any varna. Those are all beyond the modes, all the activities. But now we are reorganizing the society. Okay. So when one accepts such a simple life, then purity will be there, then he can change he can guide the society. We are not just to the object oriented. Now, just we are seeing that now there is a new center and we need a pujari, you Brahman Diksha, and then make him Brahman, but he doesn't have any sadachar. And how to do the achaman also, he doesn't know how to be clean, and how to keep his body clean, and how to keep himself clean, and how to keep his mind clean, and not qualified, then what will happen? Then we are also doing the same thing happened in the society on the name of caste. So they became Brahmanas. Once again, we are following the same. Unqualified people are treated as so-called, that means this varna. Previously also, before Bhaktivinoda, that was the problem, na? So they are not qualified and by taking the tag of Brahmana just by birth. Now here also now without proper training, and if you simply allow everyone to be Brahmana, then what will happen? We are doing the same repetition. Our Acharya's purpose is defeated actually. There should be a severe training should be there. And they should be maintained. That means Brahminical standards, whatever said in the Shastra, that has to be cultivated in the people, and then so qualified people should be given it. So that's the Prabhupada wanted. When in the 1970s he was saying, now it's the time for boiling the milk. So want to see the standards in the society, and that he was seeing this so many people are falling. So that's it. There should be a check and balance of the how much we are spreading and how much we are standardizing the things, quality we are bringing. There should be check and balance. You have to aggressively can expand also, you aggressively should train also. Then only you are doing the service, otherwise it is service. It is a dilution of the will. Then such unqualified people will definitely spoil the whole exam. यद्गार्हस्थ्यं तु संवीक्ष्य सप्तद्वीपावतीपतिः विस्मितः स्तम्भमुजाः सार्वभौमश्रियान्वितम्. Mandhata, the king of the entire world, consisting of 7 islands, was struck with wonder when he saw the household opulence of Saubhari Muni. Thus he gave up his false prestige in his position as emperor of the world. Everyone is proud of his own position, but here was an astounding experience in which the emperor of the entire world felt himself defeated in all degrees of material happiness by the opulence of Saubhari Muni. अच्छा सौभर मुनि का संपत्ति देखकर मानदाता को रेनोवेशन आ गई. So he gave up false prestige in his position as emperor of the world. एवं गृहेष्वभिरतो विषयान् विविधैः सुखैः सेवमानो न चातुष्य आज्यस्तोकैर्वानलः. In this way, Saubhari Muni enjoyed sense gratification in the material world, but he was not at all satisfied, just as fire never ceases blazing if constantly supplied with the drops of fat. So, material desire is just like a blazing fire. If your fire is continually supplied with drop of fat, the fire will increase more and more and never be extinguished. Therefore, the policy of trying to satisfy material desire by catering to one's material demands will never be successful. In modern civilization, everyone is engaged in economic development, which is another way of constantly dropping fat into the material fire. The Western countries have reached the summit of material civilization, but people are still dissatisfied. The real satisfaction is Krishna consciousness. Actually, previously society was designed and is motivated, and everyone is encouraged to do the dharma. And that dharma, even there is a pain in following that dharma, so they used to do that by tolerating that pain and pleasure. So that society is always in the mode of goodness. And if you do any spiritual association, then immediately they will be catching that because of they have less anarchs. But now society is full of mode of passion and ignorance and fully centered around money. And no point of following the dharma for the sake of money, they are going to any extent. That is the increasing of passion and ignorance. Even we are giving the association because of their anarthas which are there in their heart. That's like sowing the seeds on the rocks, throwing the seeds on rocks. What is going to happen? No, it will not be flourishing. That's why there is a need to keep the society in the mode of goodness. And the basic principles of the human life has to be taught to them also. That's very, very important. So Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, the sages knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerity, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods. Okay. You all know the meaning of this. And benefactor of and well-wisher of the living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. One must therefore take to Krishna consciousness and advise in Krishna consciousness by properly following the regulative principles. Then one can attain an eternal blissful life in peace and knowledge. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. This Krishna conscious movement, what it is going to, it is going to introduce Sankirtan, temple worship, and initiation. Then after that, dividing the society based upon their varnas and reorganizing the society and make them to so gradually and systematically travel in the path of the bhakti, progressing in the path of the bhakti. So this is the vision planning of the Srila Prabhupada. So Krishna conscious movement is not just only first three movements, is complete actually. So also involve the reorganizing the society also. So then, in that way, whole society can be saved. That's what Prabhupada is saying. In this way, whole society can be saved. Sa kadachit upasina atma pahnava matmana dadarsham brahmishchacharyo muni muni sanga samudpitam. Thereafter, one day, while Saubhari Muni, who was expert in chanting mantras, was sitting in a secluded place, he thought to himself about the cause of his fall down, which was simply that he had associated himself with the sexual affairs of the fish. Vishwanath Thakur remarks that Saubhari Muni had fallen from his austerity because of a Vaishnava aparadha. ये मेन पॉइंट है पूरा चैप्टर के लिए यही हाईलाइट पॉइंट Saubhari Muni did a Vaishnava aparadha, that's why he got the material action. We discussed actually the one of the result of the Vaishnava aparadas is out of 5, one is material attraction, one is kutilata, second is ashraddha, third one is material attraction, fourth one is bhakti shaitilyam, and fifth one is ahankara, bhakti ahankara. That means I am the best devotee. These are the 5 effects of the committing offenses. Okay. Shall I repeat? Kutilata, crudeness. That means what it means? Externally, he shows that I am best devotee and I have so much love for the Vaishnavas and also Lord. But internally, he doesn't have anything. Only he does drama. It's a Kutilata. Example is Duryodhana. He shows so much love and respect for the Lord, but he doesn't have. Externally, he shows. Second is Ashraddha. Not have the faith. Huh? Ashraddha. In which example? Not every इसके ऊपर कुछ होता नहीं है जोर से बोलिए मेरे कान का प्रॉब्लम श्रद्धा की के लोग और श्रद्धा श्रद्धा किसके लिए होगा मतलब हरिनाम में नहीं होगा गुरु में नहीं होगा अच्छा सभी भगवान में और भक्ति में भगवान की सुप्रीमसी में सब में अश्रद्धा होगा नेक्स्ट भक्ति निष्ठ चालक वस्तुअंतर अभिनिवेशन मटेरियल अटैचमेंट भक्ति का निष्ठा को खत्म करके माने निष्ठा भक्ति में स्टडीनेस चले जाएगा और वस्तुओं के प्रति आकर्षण होने लगेगा वस्तुओं के प्रति आकर्षण होगी टुवर्ड्स मटेरियल ऑब्जेक्ट देयर विल बी अट्रैक्शन Saubhari Muni this is and fourth one is shaipilyam भक्ति शिथिल हो जाती है जर्जर हो जाती है शैथिल्यम शिथिलता शिथिल हो जाना माने जर्जर हो जाना माने there is no like you see the building which is fresh newly built it will be looking very fresh but after 50 years what it will happen all roof is falling windows are broken and ventilators are gone so like that his bhakti is also like he was not able to show enthusiasm properly in the activities. And if we say to come class at 2 o'clock, then you will come at the 7 o'clock. And if you ask to do service, so you will say half you do and half you will leave. This is Siddhartha. And fifth one is Ahankara. That means I am the best devotee. And no one is better than me. These are all the effects of the offenses. So here we are seeing Saubhari Muni got what? Material attraction. Huh? ये भक्ति संदर्भ अनुच्छेद नंबर I didn't remember, but you can refer भक्ति संदर्भ. Shilajiv Goswami is writing this. So here we read the history is that when Garuda wanted to eat fish, Saubhari Muni unnecessarily gave the fish shelter under his care. So for Garuda, fish is natural food. But Saubhari Muni interfered into that and he offended Vaishnava. That means by giving shelter to the fish. Because Garuda's plans for eating were disappointed. Saubhari Muni certainly committed a great offense to a Vaishnava. Because of this Vaishnava aparadha, an offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, Saubhari Muni fell from his exalted position of mystic tapasya. So one should not therefore impede the activities of a Vaishnava. This is the lesson we must learn from this incident concerning Saubhari Muni. Because of Vaishnava offense, even Jnanis also they cannot get the Brahman realization. Yogis also cannot get the Paramatma realization. Even Karmis also cannot get the result of their karma. Even not to speak Bhaktas, definitely they will not get the Krishna Prema. Because in how to relate this Vaishnava Prada, but he is a yogi, what it means actually falling from the yogi, that means the stage to down. He's a yogi, but he's not a devotee. And for devotee also Vaishnava Prada. If for the devotees Vaishnava Prada will affect, for the non-devotees also Vaishnava Prada will affect or not, it will affect. So he is a mystic yogi. He is not a devotee, Saubhari Muni. And mystic devotee, because of Vaishnava Prada, is falling from that his the yogic state. Why? Because any process, if you want to progress, that process needs what? Help of bhakti. Now, this person is committing towards the devotee, offense towards the devotee. Then who will be displeased? Bhakti will be displeased. Then what she will do? So she will take help out. Then what will happen? That yoga process without the bhakti help fall down. गिर जाएंगे. ये सबका ज्ञानिश के केस में भी यही होगा. इसीलिए वैष्णव अपराध करेंगे तो कोई भी इस कोई प्राप्ति नहीं करेगा. You will not get the result of any sadhana. You will fall from higher state to lower. So that's why because of this he got so being a mystic yogi is a full control. So he controlled his senses, now that's gone. And just by seeing so because of this Vaishnava Aparad, this one, just only two slokas. गरुड़ दोष दर्शन जनितः मिथुन प्रतिनः मीनस्य संगः अभूत्. Because of the offense towards the Garuda, Saubhari Muni came. That means he came in contact of seeing the mithuna. That means these fishes doing the sexual intercourse. So he got that darshan actually. That why it came in front of his eyes? Because of So that's why in our life also bhakti, if you want to do steadily and nicely, one should be careful about Vaishnava Parad. And also one should know Vaishnava Parad means wherever bhakti is there, so there we should be careful. जहां जहां भक्ति संभव होता है वहां वहां हम लोग केयरफुल रहना है. तो कहां कहां भक्ति होता है इसीलिए पता करना चाहिए कि भक्ति कितना प्रकार का है. इसीलिए आप सब लोग भक्ति प्रकार कोर्स सुनना चाहिए. Yeah, time is over. Anyway, I am also over. So one should not therefore impede the activities of Vaishnava. This is the lesson we must learn from this incident concerning Saubhari Muni. Aho imam pashyatah me vinasham tapasvinam satcharitra vratasya antarjale varichara prasanga prachalitam brahmachiram drutam yad. Alas, while practicing austerity even within the depths of the water and while observing all rules and regulations practiced by saintly persons, I lost the results of my long austerity simply by association with the sexual affairs of a fish. Everyone should observe this pardon and learn from it. Sangam त्यजेत मिथुनव्रतीनामुमुक्षु सर्वात्मना विसृजेत् परिन्द्रियाणि Ekascharandrasi chittamanantayishe inchita tadvratishu sadhushu chetrasana. And you say one important thing. So a person desiring liberation from material bondage must give up the association of persons interested in sex life and should not employ his senses externally in seeing, hearing, talking, walking, and so on. One should always stay in secluded place, completely fixing his mind at the lotus feet of the unlimited personality of God. And if one wants any association at all, he should associate with persons similarly engaged. Here, this is 51. So, अभू इति भावाचे प्रसंग इत्यत्र यदि साधुषु प्रकृष्टः संगस्य तदा असाधु संगम न कुर्यात् संगजातं दोषम. He is also thinking very important purport we will see here. Saubhari Muni movie conclusions derived from his practical experience instructs us. वो अपना जीवन से जो सीख मिला उसको अगर हम लोग को बोल रहे हैं. What he is saying instructs us that persons interested in crossing to other side of the material ocean must give up the association of persons interested in sex life and accumulating money. This is also advised by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ishkinchanasya Bhagavad Praja. So, one who allows for a person seriously desire to cross material ocean and engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord without material motives, seeing the materialistic engaged in sense gratification, seeing women who is similarly interested in more abounding than drinking poison willingly. So one who desires complete freedom from material bondage can engage himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. He must not associate with Vishayi materialistic person or those interested in sex life. Every materialistic is interested in sex. Thus, in plain language, it is advised that an exalted saintly person avoid the association of those who are materially inclined. Srila Narottam Das Thakur also recommended that one engage in the service of the acharyas, and if one wants to live in association, he must live the association of devotees. So that's why if anyone if commit the offense also, he should not leave the association of Vaishnavas. If we leave the association of Vaishnavas and sit alone, then material desire will come and it will definitely will finish him. But if we in the association of Vaishnavas and if he rectify his aparada, Vaishnava aparada, how to rectify Vaishnava aparada? So whomever we do offense, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying in the Madhuri Kadambini, one should go and fall on his feet, whom we offended, and ask him forgiveness. In the morning class also I was saying it. Ask him forgiveness. And also chant the Bali. And he is not pleased by one time asking forgiveness, then he has to ask many days. Many days he will go and ask. And still he is not happy because of our behavior, then one should so take the full stop from other business and fully focus on the holy name and with the retention he fully with the that means with paschatapa. So he has to take the holy name and beg the mercy. Then he will recover back from that offense. This is a procedure is given. This Krishna conscious movement is creating many centers just to create devotees so that by associating with the members of such center, people will automatically become uninterested in material affairs. Although this is an ambitious proposal, this association is proving effective by mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By gradually associating with the members of Krishna conscious movement simply by taking prasada and taking part in chanting of the Hare Krishna Mantra, ordinary people, persons are being considerably elevated. Saubhari Muni regrets that he had bad association even in the deepest part of water. Because of the bad association of the sexually engaged fish, he fell down. A secluded place is also not secure unless there is good association. So good association is a more pure place than the staying alone. Good association, that too. If you associate kanishtas, then there is a quarrel. Kanishtas together they will fight. एक दूसरे का बाल खींच के मारपीट करते रहते हैं. Yeah, new fights. एकस्तप व्यवहमथाम्भसि मत्सरा मत्संगा मत्स्यसंगा पंचादशा संयुत पंचसहस्रसर्ग नान्तं व्रजमयोगय कृत्यमनोरथम् माया पुनैर्हृतमतिर्षयेत्. In the beginning, I was alone and engaged in performing the austerities of mystic yoga, but later, because of the association of fish engaged in sex, I desired to marry. Then I became. Actually, here Saubhari is not understanding what is the root cause. He is saying that I am seeing the fish and I was alone and I got the association of this fish and then that's why I fell down. But Vishwanath Thakur is explaining. His Vaishnava Aparadha brought the, even if you see why he got attraction, because of the offense actually. Bhakti Marani take back her glory. So from him, so then automatically he lost the taste in the Ashtanga Yoga and finished. He fell down. I became the husband of 50 wives. In each of them, we got 100 sons. 50 into 100, 5,000 he produced. And thus my family increased 5,000 members. By the influence of the modes of material nature, I became fallen and thought that I would be happy in material life. Thus there is no end to my material desires for enjoyment in this life and the next. So that's why Grihasthas, they should know there is no end for the satisfaction. Any amount of money you earn, but still you will feel lacking. And it will not fulfill that means by money one cannot be satisfied. Only one can satisfied by the Krishna consciousness, and for that he has to regularly associate with the Vaishnavas. Evam vasan gruhe kalam virakto nyasramastitaha vanam jagamu tapyanta tatpanyam pati devata. In this way, he passed his life in household affairs for some time, but then he became detached from material enjoyment. To renounce material association, he accepted the vanaprastha order and went to the forest. His devoted wives followed him, for they had no shelter other than their husband. So when you do Vaishnava Prada, so when one get the sufficient punishment there for that, so he repented so much and he also felt so nasty for his so-called material enjoyment. So then what will happen? The weight of the Vaishnava offense will be reduced. Then he started getting the taste for back. Once again, from where I fell down and what has happened. Like that, he started able to look back. So from where to where he fell down. तत्र तप्त्वा तपस्तीक्ष्णम् आत्मदर्शनमात्मवान् सहैवाग्निभिरात्मानं युयोजा परमात्मनि. When Saubhari Muni, who was quite conversant with the self, went to the forest, he performed severe penances. In this way, in the fire at the time of death, he ultimately engaged himself in the service of the Supreme Personality of God. So that means he also has to repent for that. So and also he has to take the holy names to reduce to finish that Vaishnava Aparadha, and finally, so then only one can go successfully and merge into the even Paramatma. Without the Bhakti's help, no one can get the result of any sadhana. At the time of death, fire burns the gross body, and if there is no more desire for material enjoyment, the subtle body is also ended. And in this way, a pure soul remains. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Tyaktva punarjanmaniti. If one is free from the material bondage of both gross and subtle material bodies and remains a pure soul, he returns home back to Godhead to be engaged in the service of the Lord. So Tyaktva punarjanmaniti mameti. So he goes back home, back to Godhead. Thus, it appears that Saubhari Muni attained the perfect stage. स्वपत्युर्महाराजा निरीक्षाध्यात्मिकीं गतिम् अन्येयुस्तात प्रभावेन अग्निं शान्तिमिवार्चिषः. Oh Maharaja Parikshit, by observing their husband progressing in the spiritual existence, Saubhari Muni's wives were also able to enter the spiritual world by his spiritual power, just as the flames of fire cease and the fire is extinguished. They got so because of his association, they also went back. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Striyo Vaishyas Tata Sudras Devi Anti Param Gati. Women are not considered very powerful in following spiritual principles, but if a woman is fortunate enough to get a suitable husband, like how we get the Vaishnava association, similarly, if she get the a right husband, fortunately, so who is spiritually advanced, and if she always engage in his service, she also get the same benefit as her husband. Here it is clearly said that the wives of Saubhari Muni also entered the spiritual world by the influence of their husband. They were unfit, but because they were faithfully followers of their husband, they also entered with him. Thus, a woman should be faithful servant of her husband. And if the husband is spiritually advanced, the woman will automatically get the opportunity to enter the spiritual world. If husband is not spiritual man, then she should leave and take another. Not like that. She should ask the good association and Lord. Definitely. Hare Krishna. This ends the and we do Hare Krishna. Thank you. Commission and chapter 6, chapter 6. Really, it's my fortune. I am very fortunate to have all of your association. But because of all you, so I am able to study Bhagavatam line by line and try to understand and also try to recall. I taught this previously in previous batch, but here are the batch in Iskcon Bhagavat Mahavidyalaya. So, but anyway, I got once again to recollect and we can chant down once Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.